Imagine being born into one of the wealthiest families in the world. It's a life where luxury knows no bounds, where opportunities seem limitless, and where the name itself carries weight in the world of finance. Now take that scenario and amplify it by being part of the Rothschild family, a name synonymous with wealth, influence, and legacy. David Meyer De Rothschild, a scion of this legendary lineage, stands as one of the wealthiest members of the family today. In today's video, we'll embark on a journey into his extraordinary life to uncover how he navigates the world of wealth and privilege and how he channels his resources to leave a lasting impact on society. Welcome to the extraordinary world of David Meyer De Rothschild. So, who exactly is David Rothschild? Well, he's not just your average wealthy heir. Born into one of the wealthiest families in the world, David has made a name for himself as an adventurer, environmentalist, and entrepreneur. But let's start from the beginning. So, let's unpack the story of David Rothschild, shall we? Born into the illustrious Rothschild family in London, he had a childhood steeped in wealth and privilege. But here's the twist. Instead of letting that define him, David carved out his own path, fueled by a thirst for adventure and discovery. His academic journey led him to Oxford Brookes University, where he dove headfirst into subjects like political science and technology. This wasn't just about getting a degree, it was about gaining a deeper understanding of the world and how he could make his mark on it. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the Rothschild family's wealth. These guys are like the OGs of banking dynasties, dating all the way back to the 18th century. Mayor Amschel Rothschild, the patriarch, set the stage for generations of financial prowess by passing down his business acumen to his 5 sons. And boy, did they take the ball and run with it? Fast forward to today, and the Rothschild family's collective net worth is estimated to be around a mind-blowing $400 billion. Yep, you heard that right. It's the kind of wealth that could make Scrooge McDuck's money look like pocket change. But hey, when you've been dominating the world of finance for as long as they have, it's no surprise that the coffers are overflowing. But here's what really sets the Rothschilds apart: their knack for diversifying their assets. From their humble beginnings in trading goods and foreign exchange, they built an empire that spans everything from merchant banking to asset management, insurance, and beyond. They were the pioneers of international finance, with branches scattered across Europe and a reputation for making shrewd investments. But they didn't stop there. Oh no, the Rothschilds had their hands in just about everything. Infrastructure projects like the Suez Canal, hotels, media, transportation, and yes, even wine. It's like they had a Midas touch, turning everything they touched into gold. And here's the kicker. So, when we talk about David Rothschild, we're not just talking about a wealthy heir, we're talking about a guy with a family history as rich as his bank account. Now, let's look at what sets David Rothschild apart. When it comes to David Rothschild, he's not your typical wealthy heir. Sure, he's got a hefty net worth estimated at around $10 billion, but for him, it's not just about the money. What really sets David apart is how he chooses to use his wealth. He's not afraid to think outside the box and back projects that some might find inspiring, while others might raise an eyebrow and call them downright crazy. His spending habits might seem lavish to some, but to others they're a testament to his maverick spirit and visionary mindset. Instead of just cutting checks to charities and calling it a day, David likes to dive right into the thick of things. He rolls up his sleeves and gets involved in projects that he believes can truly make a difference in the world. And you know what's really cool? His boldness has a ripple effect. It inspires others to break free from the traditional philanthropic mold and get creative with how they use their resources. Whether it's backing groundbreaking research, supporting startups with innovative ideas, or leading the charge on environmental initiatives, David's approach to giving back is all about shaking things up and making a real impact. Now let's talk about David's environmental activism. He's not just talking the talk, he's walking the walk too. Take his epic voyage across the Pacific Ocean aboard the Plasticky, for example. This wasn't your typical luxury yacht adventure. Nope, David sailed on a 60-foot catamaran made entirely from recycled materials, shining a spotlight on the great Pacific garbage patch along the way. His message was crystal clear. It's not just about the plastic itself, but how we use and dispose of it. But David's environmental efforts go beyond sailing the seas. He's also taken on issues like mass pollution and coral bleaching, using his expeditions as platforms to educate and inspire others to take action. And let's not forget his Arctic expedition back in 2006. Picture this. He's crossing the Arctic, all the way from Russia to Canada, on a journey that spans over 100 days. And the best part? He's part of an elite crew of just 42 people, earning himself himself a spot in the record books as the youngest Briton ever to hit both geographical poles. Now that's what I call an adventure worth bragging about. But that's not where his polar adventures end. Oh no, Rothschild's also got the Antarctic under his belt. Before his Arctic triumph, he was part of an even more exclusive club, a group of just 14 people who've traversed the entire Antarctic continent. Talk about chilling with the penguins, and if you thought that was impressive, hold on to your mittens because there's more. Rothschild was also part of a team that smashed the world record for the fastest crossing of the Greenland ice cap. That's right, they blazed a trail across that frozen wilderness faster than anyone else in history. Now that's what we call cold, hard determination. David's impact on environmental sustainability goes beyond personal achievements. Through the Sculpt, the Future Foundation, he's championing small-scale actions with significant impacts. The foundation offers grants to individuals and groups working towards positive environmental change, with exceptional projects even receiving additional funding at the trustees' discretion. These grants are allocated to two main categories: creativity for change and innovation for change. Creativity for change focuses on socially conscious campaigns using creative arts and new media to inspire eco-friendly actions, while innovation for change supports inventive solutions to modern environmental challenges. In essence, the Sculpt the Future Foundation embodies the belief that a sustainable future is achievable through collective efforts. With David Rothschild leading the charge, the foundation is paving the way for a greener, brighter tomorrow, one small action at a time. In addition to his philanthropic endeavors, Rothschild is also a savvy entrepreneur. Take his latest project, Lost Explorer, for example. It's not your typical lifestyle brand. No, it's all about sustainability and exploration. Inspired by David's love for vintage treasures and his passion for storytelling. Based in Venice, Lost Explorer is breaking the rules of retail by releasing items based on materials and environments, rather than following seasonal collections. From wool-based tailored clothing to medicated balms and mezcal, this brand is all about quality and sustainability. But David's impact doesn't stop there. He's also behind innovative platforms like Mayu, which encourages community interaction and storytelling with a focus on nature. After a rebranding, it emerged as World Exposure, partnering with the Exposure Marketing Agency to promote sustainable practices and continue the work of Adventure Ecology, David's previous organization. Wait, we aren't done yet. David Rothschild is also making things happen in Hollywood. Take his documentary Playground, for instance. That's some heavy stuff. It dives deep into the dark world of child sex trafficking right here in the US. It's the kind of eye-opening film that really makes you stop and think about what's going on in our own backyard. Then there's Eco Trip, The Real Cost of Living. This series isn't your typical nature documentary. No, sir. It's all about showing us the environmental impact of the stuff we use every day. From our clothes to our gadgets, Rothschild breaks it all down and shows us how our choices affect the planet. And let's not forget Becoming Bond. Now that's a wild ride. It's the true story of George Lazenby, the Aussie bloke who ended up playing James Bond in On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Talk about a real-life adventure. But what I really admire about Rothschild is that he's not just making these films for the sake of it. He's using his platform to shine a light on important issues and make a real difference in the world. And who knows what he'll do next? With his drive, his passion, and his knack for storytelling, the sky's the limit. Whether it's more documentaries, new business ventures, or even bigger adventures, one thing's for sure: David Rothschild is a force to be reckoned with. Well, that's a wrap for today's video on the incredible journey of David Rothschild, the wealthiest descendant of the Rothschild family. If you found his story as fascinating as we did, why not give this video a thumbs up, share it with your buddies, and hit that subscribe button to keep up with more amazing content from the Luxe Gallery. And hey, while you're at it, why not check out our other video on the Rothschilds titled The Ultra-Lavish Lifestyle of the Rothschild Family for another intriguing tale. Thanks for tuning in, and catch you in the next one.